Should I read a little from the story?
Yep.
We are in Luray. Oh, this story is called, Why Won't You Hold Me? Or Why Won't You Hold Me? We are in Luray. There is a moose and a caribou on the wall. The lady of the house got the caribou. She says she wants to get a moose too. There are 84,000 chickens in the hut out back. We can smell them from the cabin. I imagine them suffocating. I'm not confined and you are not confined. The water has a high sulfur content. Some nights you might say, this must be something more than a preparational thought for the future, what I might become. You want to be thrown against it, thrown into it, or have someone throw you against a wall kind of thing. If that stranger were to appear, you'd be nervous all over again. Wonder if you should be talking. Wondering if everyone were wishing you weren't. A window to stand behind and look out. A lookout. There were times like that. With a man, I think of the black hole of after-sex performance shame, lying stick-like on the bed, wanting to hear some words to take the dead, distant, thought-filled silence in that moment away. Come again, or have you want me to watch me. Then it ends, because of entertainment, having to entertain guests or whatever. Or because of its pain central to be alone, to stay focused is hardest, is what I have to do. I don't understand. Can you keep talking? I can't act, so I feed all my ideas out and watch them go. Old people remember their youth's ideas on deathbeds, cringe and bristle at roadblocks, how they were deceived, their weaknesses, their regrets. You've heard them cursing as you walk down the corridors at the home. That one lady whispered, "Bitch," to you every time you passed by her wheelchair. She tried to bite you, didn't she? She was so angry, squinting, saying, "You left me. It's me you left. It's me you left me here. Why am I here? Where am I?" Her long white hair hanging over the back of the wheelchair. She's probably dead now. Because of not writing down dreams lately, I don't remember them. Waves took her under. My mind tells me in its own meandering way I need a stimulant. Or I can just stare out like a carrot, almost no activity, like I'm being watched and doubted. There are 84,000 chickens outside in 4 long, low, barrack-like buildings. You've seen them, temporary housing. I woke up this morning on a metal wire bed, and before I opened my eyes, I was sure I was a half-dead white bitch chicken with an extra-large egg halfway out. I couldn't get it all the way out. The shell was breaking inside me. I felt the white of the egg down my eczema little chicken leg. But really, it wasn't such a bad orgasm. I said your name over and over in my brain and breathed out hard to clear the downy feathers from my nostrils. Waking brain tells the body the beginning of a new day is starting. Sometimes the impact is so startling. The body says, "No, I won't do it. I can't." The brain to survive speaks electric shock thoughts till the body revived says, "Okay, I'll move again." "I want no breath," screams the newborn face. I resist beginning life's task of accepting or rejecting every particular of this earth's matter. No way to plan the life story. Some try with a program, lessons, or not taught 7-year-old human stiffens, looking down from a bus window, her eyes set on large green bills being pulled from a red wallet. A thought inarticulate is a heavy press against her chest. I'm emptying the mind onto the page. My boyfriend is beside me in the bed. I wonder if he's doubting me. I'm doubting myself. Feel physically pricked, like being trapped inside that toy of metal pins against square of plexiglass that you lean your hand or face on to make an impression. Some pins get stuck or bent and stab your eyelid. It feels good a little. Harder, harder. I want to say yes to something. I'm filled with food. We are in the woods in a suburban cabin. He just asked a question about my aunt's friend Bill. He's having fun writing some music. I feel like I'm suffering tonight, even though we have everything a person could want, including hot water. What makes the focus be on me? Maybe I could make a tale about you or Aunt Autumn, or make some music. I'm afraid of being a beginner. I feel like a beginner no matter what it is, even talking. Don't call yourself a mean and ugly embryo chicken. Gone is the night I am about to fall into, when the dreams say you are an excuse. Your mind is a silly round, having to make parts. You roll side to side on the bed. Can you help turn someone into a tyrant by putting your little head under their boot and yelling, "Do it"? I feel like I'm doing it now. I put my head down, wait for the thoughts that hate me to pass. Dream. I couldn't stay there anymore, so I flew away from the city over the countryside. Over yellow fields and forests, landed at a farmhouse. I flew into the house like a bird through a window, through many colored panes of glass, yellow and orange glass plates, room after room. Every wall a pane of glass, purple, blue, then finally through a window that led to the outside, but the window was covered from the outside with green plastic netting, and I was trapped in it. Disoriented, I kept flapping my wings, pushing my head hard against the net. I couldn't get through. The whole family stood looking. The youngest boy stared so confused. Except for my face, I was a turkey. And though they wanted to shoot me and the father had a shotgun in his hand, they couldn't because of my face that they recognized as a girl's. Make every moment repeat by tracing it. This is not about anything or you. The soles of work boots being fastidiously nailed. One still and lonely figure watches the machine repeat itself. She watches the man bug make his creepy hairy-legged way to her mouth. He wants to scrape his dirty fingernails along your tongue, come on a milky white complexion, and afterward make comment on the mound of fat forming on your hips. Of all the dirty, rotten, of all the stories being told, a girl, her town, the name of her town. In AA they say, all you have to do is show up. Gravity is definitely not in question today. Tonight we are staying in the cabin. It isn't really a cabin. When I start to write, I wonder what I am writing and for what. I've never completely grasped what it is to live for yourself, or to say what I make is a life-giving source. How to have a good time while being alone, how to live, but just going into the room and out of it. How can you be making focused work? I hate the word work when talking about art. I hate the word art when talking about life or living it. Maybe what you long for isn't in the way you're thinking of it. Maybe it's moment to moment. You're writing it all the time throughout scrambling eggs and other such challenges. Then does another story emerge? Maybe. Getting up and down from something can become a rhythm. Rhythm is a goal. My grandmother tells me it's best to live always with a goal in mind, and I trust her. Is there a goal here? To live in this world awake to the reality that there are many equal worlds all around me, all turning. What is fine? I'm afraid I'm not a maker of finery, don't want to fear my own impediments or possible limitations. Don't like the idea of impediment or limitation, or that anyone has one. Galaxy, making a touch with the others who are far away. Who's out there in the dark with a walking stick? Maybe it's bad to follow your mind around. I keep following mine in writing. I don't know what my mind is, so I follow it to learn more about who we are here and how to live. Live, looking around so I can see you better too. But finery, it's like chimes tuned to each other. No matter how they hit, always fine. Chimes are clear. Why am I comparing myself to chimes? I'm not going to confine myself to this seat, not today or ever. I will come and go, walk to the end of the block and back and back and back and back and back. Even if I'm saying the same things over and over and over again for eternity, I'll always return to this seat with you. I hope people don't stop using pens because they're always typing. I love to look at my grandmother's handwriting. keep all her notes, and my mother's too, my father's, everybody.